Hey there, welcome to the Proud Animator YouTube channel. So, in this lesson, we are going to animate this fighter tank inside of After Effects. This is a very easy to do animation. Even if you are a beginner in After Effects, you can do it all by yourself. So follow along with the lesson. Before jumping onto After Effects, let's check out how to separate the layers in Adobe Illustrator to prepare the file for animation. So this is the illustration we are going to use for the animation, and this is how I have separated the layers in Adobe Illustrator. So I have just added the whole top portion of the tank in a separate layer. I have just grouped everything. Even the cannon, I have just grouped it and added in a separate layer, and here is an antenna. Even this one is in a separate layer, and this stick is in a separate layer, but this is attached to the body. This mid portion is also in a separate layer. I have just grouped it all together, and each of the wheels are in a separate layer because it will move or rotate individually. Same with the back side as well. And for this wheel, the whole thing is in a group and it's in a separate layer, and this particular thing is also in a separate layer. Same with this one as well. Okay, so that is how I have separated the layers in Adobe Illustrator, and now let's jump on to After Effects. So before that, if you want to know the basics of Adobe Illustrator, if you want to learn how to illustrate in flat style, how to do character design in flat style in Adobe Illustrator, do check out the link in the description. I have numerous tutorials on Adobe Illustrator, how to design in Adobe Illustrator, how to design characters in Adobe Illustrator. So go check that out, and let's proceed with this lesson. So right now we are inside of After Effects, and our first job here is to select all the layers of the character and pre-comp it. So we are going to select all the layers of the character. Let's check out if everything is selected. Yep, everything is selected, and pre-comp and name the composition. Okay, now after that we are going to add overlay blending mode to this reflection. So click over here and I'm going to click on overlay. Okay, now we are going to move the anchor point of this cannon and put it over here. Same with this one as well, and also for this ones, and this back side of the thing as well. Okay, so right now we are going to first of all animate this reflection. So we are going to animate it in x-axis. So we are going to open the position property and jump on to next 20 frames, and let's move it in the opposite side, and we are going to add the loop expression. Okay, now after that here is a matte layer, so we are going to put it above this reflection layer. It is basically a circle for the window. We have just copied it in a separate layer so that we can use it as a track matte. So we are going to use it as alpha matte. Okay, now let's check it. Yeah, perfect. And after that we are going to parent this with this one and this with this one. So if we move this, everything should move together. Now after that we are also going to add some pin over here with the help of pin tool, so that we can add some dangly movement to this antenna. So let's open up the pin and let's solo the layer. I'm going to put one pin over here, one around here, and one around here. We're going to select this pin property and open up the tweak, and then click on add bones. So there will be 3 bones created with the help of the pins. So right now let's unsolo the layer, and I'm going to rename it this one as 1. Perfect. So right now we are going to parent this one with this one, and this one with this one, and we are going to parent this one with this tank body top, and also I'm going to parent this with this one. Perfect. And also we are going to parent this with this 3. So if this move, this one should move together. Now after that we are going to parent the top portion with the mid portion as well. So let's select, yeah, we have to rename it tank mid. Okay, so we are also going to parent this character with the tank top, and there is a shadow over here. So we are going to just add some overlay to this layer. So we are going to first of all put it over here, and also I'm going to copy this character layer, put it above. We are going to use it as alpha track matte, and let's change the mode. And now let's parent this cannon with this tank top. Perfect. And let's check if everything is working properly. Yep. Okay, so right now we are all set for animation. So first of all, we are going to animate the wheels. So for that, let's select the wheel layers, and we are going to open the rotation property. Now here we are going to pick whip all the wheel property with only one. You can choose any of the wheels and you can just pick whip or link the rotation property with that particular layer. So what it will do is, if we animate one wheel, all the wheels will move together. So let's do it. Perfect. Now we are going to add a keyframe on this rotation property. Now let's jump on to next 8 frames, and let's give it a rotation of 3, total full complete rotation. Okay, now we are going to copy this loop expression and paste it over here. Perfect. Now let's check our animation. Well, I think we should rotate it in the opposite side. So right now it's perfect. Now let's turn on the motion blur for all the layers. Select it and turn on the motion blur. Yeah, now it's looking perfect. Okay, now only thing we need to do is we have to just move it in the y-axis and slightly also move this antenna. So first of all, I'm going to select this. Okay, let's move the anchor point somewhere around here, and same with this one. Open the position property. So we are going to jump on to next 8 frames, and let's move this down. Okay, let's put a keyframe over here as well, and let's move this one down as well. Perfect. Now let's do the same with this 2 as well. Alright, now let's jump on to next 8 frames, and we are going to copy the initial keyframe this time. Just copy and paste, and we are going to copy this loop expression and paste it over here. So let's select this layers, this keyframes, and we are going to easy it. It's looking good, but if we just offset it a bit, it would look even better. So before offsetting, we are going to add some rotation to this pins as well. So open up the rotation property. Now we are going to match the timing with this one, this top and mid section of the tank movement. So when it's at this position, let's give it a rotation of -5 or -4. And at this point, let's give it a rotation of +4, and just repeat, copy the initial keyframe, and let's ease it and copy this loop expression and paste it over here. Perfect. So right now it's time for the offsetting. So for that, we are going to start with the body. So this particular portion is the initial pose, and after that we are going to offset this by 3 frames. Then after that we are going to offset this by 2 frames again, and also I'm going to offset this one as well. And with respect to the body top, we are going to offset this antenna because the antenna is attached with the body. Let's check our animation. I think we have offsetted it too much. The antenna So let's select all the keyframes and move it. Yeah, now it's looking pretty nice. So we are going to turn off the visibility of the bone to see it clearly. And also I'm going to turn on the shy. Perfect. So it's looking pretty nice. So right now our tank is moving and it's all set to fire. So we are going to add the animation to this cannon. Okay. So let's jump on to somewhere around a second. So we are going to add a rotation keyframe over here in this cannon, and let's jump on to next 4 frames and let's rotate it in the opposite direction. This is where it will recoil. So let's give it a rotation of around minus, let's say 8, or yeah, give it a 10. Now let's jump on to next 10 frames and it's time when this cannon is recovering. So it will rotate in the opposite direction as well. I think we can give it -6 because 10 would be too much. And let's give it a rotation of 3 or 2. And then again jump on to next 4 frames and give it an opposite rotation so that it looks like the cannon is overshooting. Now it's the rest pose, so give it a 0 degree of rotation and let's ease it. Let's check our animation. It's looking pretty nice. So right now we are going to add some rotation to this top and this mid portion as well. So we are going to open the rotation property and also add some rotation of around -2. Let's give slight more rotation to the top one, and here we are going to give it an opposite direction. Now here is the neutral pose. Let's check out our animation. Yeah, it's looking pretty nice. So right now we are going to add fires to the cannon. For the fire animation, here I have designed a simple shape in Adobe Illustrator with some rounded rectangles. This is very easy to make. Now if you want to know the basics of flat style illustration, do check out the link in the description. You will get to know and you will be able to learn how to design characters in Adobe Illustrator in flat style design. So go check out if you want to learn. So here we are going to use this particular shapes to animate the fire of this particular animation. So let's jump on to After Effects. So here I have imported all the fire layers inside of After Effects, and now we are going to jump on to next 2 frames and let's cut this layer and let's just arrange it. So click on the layer and go to keyframe assistant and sequence it and click on OK. Perfect. So right now if we just play this, we will be able to see some nice animation. Yeah, it's already looking like a pretty nice fire, but I think we can speed it up a bit. So we are going to give it only 2 frames. Yeah, now it's looking better. So we can even add some scale animation. So we are going to add keyframe to the scale. So at this particular point we can just scale it up a bit, give it a scale of 150 and here 120, and let's scale this down over here about 80. Yeah, it's looking better. Now we are going to add a glow effect in all these 3 layers. So search glow over here in effects and presets panel, and I'm going to use this particular effect. Okay, so here, come over here in this effects controller and I'm going to give it a threshold of 40 or 50, and let's give a radius and increase its radius. And let's copy this and paste it in all these two layers. Perfect. So right now we are also going to add a circle over here at this particular point. Let's give it some oranges color near to somewhere around here. Perfect. And let's put it over here. Now again I'm going to add glow effect to this one as well and give it a threshold. Yes, it stays pretty fine. And I'm going to increase the radius. So I'm going to select all these three fire layer and move it 2 frames, and we are going to add scale and opacity. So let's scale it down a bit, and at this particular point or after 2 frames it will scale it up, and let's give it an opacity of 0. So let's check our animation till now. Yeah, it's looking pretty nice. After that we are going to again copy this layer and put it below, or let's put it above, and we are going to select all this and let's move it by 2 frames again. Okay, let's move it below, and here we are going to move on to next 2 frames or 3 frames, and let's move this end keyframe somewhere around here, and at this particular point the opacity will be 100, and let's decrease its size and give it a glow, this particular dimension glow. So we are going to add this color to all this glow. So let's select, copy the color code. I'm just copying the color code and I'm going to paste it over here. And we are going to scale it a bit more around here. Yeah, perfect. Now let's check our animation. Yeah, it's looking pretty nice. So we are going to use this for our fire animation. Now let's check out where the exact action is happening at this particular point, right? So we are going to open the project and let's bring the fire over here and put it here in the cannon, over the cannon. Okay, so right now we are going to move the anchor point and let's put it somewhere around here, and let's reflect it and flip it horizontally, and I'm going to put it over here, and let's rotate it somewhere around here. Perfect. Let's check our animation. Okay, one more thing to do. We need to add parent this with the cannon. Now let's check our animation. Perfect. It's already looking pretty nice. Now we can even exaggerate it a bit by adding some flash to the background. When it's firing, the background should flash a bit. So for that we are going to convert these AI files into the shape layers. This one is background and another is the shadow. So we are going to open the contents and open the fill. So let's open the fill property, same with the background. So when it's firing, we are going to add a keyframe on the color property. At this point, we are going to change the color of the background and give it some flashy color. Same with this one. I would rather copy the color code and paste it over here and just give it a darker shade. Perfect. And let's jump on to 8 or 9 frames and it will come back to its normal initial colors. Perfect. Let's check our animation. Yeah, it's looking pretty nice. So like this you can animate a tank or a war tank inside of After Effects, and there is only one small thing that's left. that is to add some animation to the character. So let's do that as well, because when it's shooting there should be some recoil on the character as well. So we are going to open the character composition and let's just pre-comp the head. Perfect. Now we are going to move the anchor point and put it over here, and after that we are going to parent this arm with the body. This is the body layer which we haven't named it yet, so let's name it. Now we are going to select both the arm and again parent it with the body. Neck, we are going to move the anchor point over here and just parent it with the body, and we are going to again select the head and parent it with neck. Perfect. So we don't need these arm layers right now, so let's shy it out. Okay, now when it's shooting there should be some recoil, so we are going to add some rotation to the body at this particular point. Open the rotation property and put a keyframe. At this particular point it should rotate. Let's give it a rotation of -6 or -8. Perfect. At this particular point it should again rotate backwards. Now there would be some overshoot to it. Perfect. So right now we are going to ease it and we are going to copy this loop expression from here and paste it over here, and we are going to copy this keyframes and select the neck and the head and paste it. So it has already pasted the keyframes with the loop expression as well. Now we only need to offset it, so we are going to offset it by 4 frames. Same with the neck and the head. Perfect. Let's check our animation now. Okay, let's delete the loop expression because we haven't added loop expression to the fire as well. So yeah, it's looking pretty nice. So that is how you can animate a tank or a fighter tank inside of After Effects. This is very easy and a simple lesson. Even for people who are starting out in After Effects can do it easily. So I would highly recommend you to definitely try it on your own, and if you have any doubt let me know in the comment section below. I would be happy to help you out. So if you like the video then make sure to hit the like button. If you have any doubt regarding the lesson make sure to comment down below. I will be happy to help you out, and if you are here for the first time make sure to subscribe the channel and hit the bell notification button to stay notified for all the future updates. Until then, goodbye.